What up, y'all? Source and Company Podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Source, of course. Check me out, Instagram, Twitter, at Smitty Source on each of them. And of course, the YouTube page, which you can follow. You'll see the link in the bio on IG and here. Today's company is an AT alien, as you can probably see, the AT alien by way of Richmond, though. Hermitage High School graduate, film industry professional for over 10 years. We have Mr. Anthony Davis in the building.
What's going on, brother?
How you feeling?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. Doing the same thing everybody else doing. Looking outside at the sun shining and
Quarantining.
Quarantining. That's what it is. How have you been dealing with the whole being in the house, quarantine, even the pandemic part of it?
I'm pretty much following the rules. I'm staying in. The only time I'm going out is if I go running or go to the store, grocery store,
Right.
Home Depot, gas station. But it's pretty much nothing to do down here. So because everything is closes at 8 or they're like closed until the pandemic is over with. So
it's gonna be a minute, bro. It's gonna be a minute. Regardless of when this joint drops. The video drops, it's gonna be a minute because we still gonna be in the house regardless.
True. Hopefully it doesn't last that long, but we don't know what's gonna happen.
Absolutely. People need to get back to work, man. Back to work. Speaking of work.
Yes.
So film industry professional, specifically, so what is it? I don't want to mess it up. Second assistant
accountant.
Right. Okay.
Second assistant accountant.
Off the rip, what is that? I need an explanation of that whole situation.
All right, so in the film industry, you have a department called the accounting department. So pretty much what I do in my department, we pay the bills for the production of the movie. So I support, my job is to support the accountant. If I'm on a big show, we have a controller who's over top of the accountant. So we're supporting the controller or the accountant. So pretty much, I'm paying the bills for the show, just like how we pay our personal bills.
Right.
I'm doing the same thing, but I'm using Hollywood's money.
It's not a bad gig.
Not at all.
How did you? Well, before we even talk about how you ended up in the business, how did you get to Atlanta? Well, I guess is Atlanta the place that got you into the business, more or less?
Correct. So, okay. So I was living in Richmond. I was living in Richmond. Then I got hired in Washington, D.C. for the ABC affiliate up there. Okay. So me and my wife, we moved to Fredericksburg because it was cheaper for her to go back to Richmond to work and then me travel to D.C. to work.
All right, midway point, gotcha.
I have an aunt that lives in Atlanta, so we used to come to Atlanta just to visit her. So when we came down one summer, we was like, Atlanta's nice. Like right. You can get a lot of house for your money. It was cheaper to live down here. So we decided, okay, it was either going to be Charlotte or Atlanta, but we wanted, Atlanta to be the first spot.
Right.
Ideally, we wanted to both come down here with a job. Realistically, that was a gamble.
Yeah.
So pretty much, long story short, my wife got her job to give her a lateral move from Richmond
to
Atlanta. I remember I was in the gym of my apartment complex, and she came in the end of December of 2008 and said, "We're moving to Atlanta. I just got a job, a lateral move." So I was like, okay. I mean, I had to go. So we moved. I remember we moved. Obama got sworn into office in January 2009.
Right.
We moved the next week to Atlanta. And that's how it started, man.
So your Atlanta life started with Obama, basically.
Hey, yeah.
Things have been up ever since. Well, for the most part, let's say for the most part.
Yeah.
So, as far as the film biz, like you hear a second, well, I hear a second assistant accountant, and I'm like, as I said, what is that? So you still have to be on set at times.
Only time I physically actually go on set if I need to get a producer or um or a line producer to sign off on a check.
Gotcha.
I need to mail out. So anytime a check, well, it depends. Each studio has their different policies in accounting.
Right.
So for an example, I'm trying to think. Anytime a check is over $250, I have to have the line producer sign off on it, and then it has to go up. It has to go to the studio and the VP of finance,
Hmm.
let's say Marvel or Disney. Then they have to sign a check, and then after they do that, then we can send the check out to the vendor to pay them.
Gotcha. Checks and balances, right?
Yeah, but that's the only, like, I'm in the office. Pretty much tracking the budget for each department of the movie. So I'm never on set. Like, I'm not, and a lot of people that I come in contact with, or they'll see me on Facebook or know that I'm in the industry. Everybody always thinks it's the light, camera, action. You're on
Right.
set, but it's more positions that work in the office than on set.
That's real though, because I mean, obviously we see what we see,
Yes.
TV, movies, whatever. You see the stars, co-stars, down to the director, producer, whatever. Even the extras.
Mhm.
But a lot of times, just like in other businesses, we don't think about the real part of the business, like the actual business part of the
It's correct. You got accounting and payroll. We're in the office.
business. Understood. Understood.
The shooting crew, which is cameras, your gaffers, your grips, your directors, your cast. They're actually, they're on set making the
Gotcha.
movie. Yeah, and we're paying. I'm paying the bills. My department is paying the bills. Payroll. They're paying the above the line and the below the line crew.
Gotcha. So how did you even get in this business? Like, I'm sure, well, I'm not sure of anything about this for real because I don't know anything about Hollywood as far as the business side. So how did you end up in this field?
So when we moved to Atlanta, my oldest daughter, she's 21 now. She was probably like 10, 9, 10 or 11. She was doing a little bit of acting. And
Okay.
so she was she did a scene on The Blind Side that came out around 2009. They was filming in 2009. So,
That's the movie about Michael Orr,
correct.
for the Ravens.
Had Sandra Bullock, Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw, yeah.
So my daughter, she was a minor, so she had to have an adult accompany her to set. So I had
Gotcha.
to take her to set. So one day I took her to set, and I saw people on set with walkie-talkies in it. I mean, with ear things in the ear. So I'm thinking, okay, they're important. I mean, everybody, well, at the time, I thought they was like important.
Hmm.
Everybody on set is important. Don't get me wrong. So I asked one of the people with the earbuds in their ear, how can I do what you do? So that person directed me to Quentin Aaron, who played Michael Orr in The Blind Side, to his assistant.
Okay.
So me and him kept in contact for like a year. He was trying to feel me out because at the time I was working for the CBS affiliate in Atlanta. So he told me from the start, if I come into film, I got to give up my job. I can't do both.
Word?
No, because film works 12, 15-hour shifts. And at the time, like I said, I was at the CBS affiliate and I was working overnight. So I was working 11 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Yep.
So I didn't I didn't listen to him. I tried to work both jobs.
Right.
I got my first gig in the industry. He put me on to a unit production manager. She was shooting Stump the Yard 2. So that was my first and only unpaid like gig. Like, I guess I was like an intern or whatever. So I was actually working on set. I was a set production assistant. So I'll go to my job at CBS from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Then go to set depending on what time call time is, say call time was at 8 or 9 a.m., I'll
Right.
sleep in my car for like an hour,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll go to set, go to work from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., right? Come
What?
home, take a quick shower, take a nap, get back up around 10:30 to head back to work at CBS.
Wow.
Yeah. So I did that for Stump the Yard 2. And then my first paid gig was The Game season 4. Because season 4, like The Game, they came off of a hiatus. Like they came off of a hiatus, and when they came back for season 4, they started shooting in Atlanta.
Okay, is that when they went to BET?
Correct. Yep. Yeah. So I was doing that, and I was just getting, man, it was tearing me up, man. I
Hold
wasn't,
on. How long did you do this?
man, probably 6 months to a year.
You was trying to die, is what you're trying. No, I'm sure it was.
Yeah, but because this is the thing, I was scared to leave my job that I know that had stability
Right.
to go to film, because when you're in film, once the film is over, either you don't have a job unless you have your next film job lined up.
Gotcha.
Because everybody's an independent contractor. So I did the game, and it got to a point where I wasn't seeing my family because I was working long hours, and then on the weekend I'll just sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So, I told my wife, I was like, we got to do something. Actually, my wife is like, she's real religious, so we fasted. Like we like, I remember we like literally prayed. We didn't eat certain foods, and then I walked out on faith, and I quit my job at CBS,
Mm.
and I've been rolling ever since. I've never, thank God, I've never had a drought in working. I've been out of work for the longest, for 6 weeks, but that's
Wow.
because I'm waiting on the next gig to start up that I already got hired on.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And that's great. I mean,
So that's how I got in.
dang. So you said one unpaid gig to a paid gig. Was that because of they saw something in you specifically, or I mean, did you think about that?
Well, okay, so when I was on Stump the Yard 2, the unit production manager, she took to me because I was like hustling, so she was watching. So
Right.
actually, when we were about to wrap, she was like, I got something coming up, January 2010. I want you to work in the office. So I was like, cool. That was going to be my first paid. And we started on it. It was called Avon Man. It was with Hugh Jackman, but it got shelved.
Okay.
So I started, I think I worked probably like 3 weeks, and it got shelved. So
It got
then,
shelved before it was done?
before we even started filming.
Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So then I went over to The Game because the production office coordinator on Avon Man, she went over to The Game. So she referred me, and that's how I got over to The Game. Yeah. Yep.
Walking on faith. Walking on faith.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, and in the industry, it's like they always say, once you start your job, you need to be looking for your next gig.
Mm.
And it's networking, man. And then the more jobs you do and you do good at it, the same crew, the same people will hire you on for the next gig because they already know how you work. If they like your work, they're gonna want to bring you back on.
Right.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. So, and all that took place in Atlanta.
Correct.
Have you
Yep.
ever had to venture outside?
Yeah, I did. So I've worked 2 shows outside. I did Lincoln and Richmond.
804. Yeah.
Did,
Yeah.
that was in 2012.
I think it was 12.
2012. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then I did a Bollywood film in Alabama 2 years ago. I did the U.S. portion, but everything, for the most part, comes to Atlanta production. So there's no need for me to travel.
So Atlanta really is.
The Hollywood of the South.
Okay, so I was gonna say Black Hollywood, but the Hollywood of the South. Like,
Yes.
it's bigger than just the Black Hollywood,
Yeah.
considering the movies that you mentioned. So the list of movies that I have from the Hunger Games, the 1 and 2, right?
Yes.
Captain America, Fast Five, and
Mhm.
all that you never had to travel for.
No, they were all in Atlanta.
That
Yeah.
is crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Everything on my IMDb, the only thing that is not Atlanta is Lincoln.
Oh, and that's crazy that it was in Richmond. That is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So the fact that you have an IMDb, first of all, because I guess not being in the business or looking at it that deep, I would have thought that IMDb was strictly actors, producers, directors. I know it says cast and crew, in different portions, but I would never thought second assistant, accountant.
Yeah, because we're part of crew.
Part
Yeah,
of,
I'm a part of the crew. Yeah.
yeah, I just didn't make that connection.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's deeper than the surface or the
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's real. So, like I mentioned, you are from Richmond.
Correct.
Well, you were raised in Richmond, let's say.
Yes, I was born in New York, moved down to Richmond in the 3rd grade. So yeah, Richmond is I consider Richmond as home.
So when you think of Richmond, like Richmond has actually changed. I don't know
It
how
has.
come
It has.
Richmond has changed from even 5 years ago. Richmond has changed a little bit up to this point. But you've been in Atlanta long enough to to know the terrain and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
What's the difference? I'm sure there are plenty, but what's the biggest difference between Richmond and Atlanta? RVA, and ATL.
Yeah. There's more stuff to do in Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta is a big city. I mean, it's stuff to do in Richmond. It's stuff to do in Richmond. And now I'm on what is it? Unlocking VA or something.
Unlocking RVA.
Yeah. So I mean, it's things to do. But there's a lot more things to do in Atlanta. I mean, we have the Hawks, the Falcons, the Braves.
That's a big part right there. Just the professional sports side just brings a different vibe. It brings a different vibe to a city.
Yeah. We got Six Flags. Y'all got Kings Dominion. But it's a lot. It's a lot to do here, man. We got Magic City. I don't know what y'all got in Richmond.
I don't know. We have a comparison.
But yeah, it's way more to do, man. Way more to do.
Yeah, I love it. I've been to Atlanta, a few times, at least 5 times. So not that I know Atlanta, but I do love coming down there. Even though I don't love the trip, I don't love the drive.
Man, as I've gotten older, that drive kills me, man.
Bruh, like not only that. I think it was the last time I came to Atlanta. Got there, last 2 times, matter of fact. Got to the what I thought was the city.
Okay.
And sat in traffic just to get downtown for like an hour and a half to 2 hours. It was like, it said like 5 miles, 10 miles.
Yeah, man.
Was going. And it was like, the only other place I've seen like that is, New York's crazy traffic. And LA is crazy traffic.
Crazy too, yeah.
Atlanta is different though. Like, it's like, it could be 2 a.m. or it could be 7 in the evening, or it doesn't matter. It's always going to be traffic.
Yep. You're right about that. You are right. And yeah, so typically it should take about 8 hours from the city of Atlanta to Richmond.
Right.
We always add on another hour because we live like 40 miles south of Atlanta.
Okay.
So for real, it takes us like 9 to 9.5 hours to drive.
I'm not a fan. And like I said, I like Atlanta. I want to come down there more often, but I'll be like, if I ain't flying, I might be in the crib.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So what else? Actually, back to the movie set thing.
Okay.
you said you don't spend a lot of time on movie sets, but you have spent some time on movie sets.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been on movie sets. You know, I've like I said, I've interned. I did. I was a set PA, so I was actually working on the actual set with the shooting crew, and also I have a creative partner that I've teamed up with. We actually worked together at the CBS affiliate in Richmond. That's where we met.
Okay.
And she's now in New York. She graduated from NYU with her master's in screenwriting. So we've collaborated for the last 12 years, and I've produced all of her short films.
Really?
Yeah, so I've been obviously, you know, you produce, and I have, you know, when we start filming, I'm on set.
That's a different animal though, right? Even though it's short, even though it's shorts, that's a different weight on you.
It is, yeah, because I have to make sure, you know, everything runs smoothly. Yeah, and if and to blow out fires if fires happen, or people have questions, if actors has questions, you know, they'll come to me or crew members. But with me and Robin, our sets is run smooth. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I hire like experienced, humble. I'm big on humble. No egos on my set. No egos at all. Um, Experienced, humble crew. And with each production, our actors always communicates back to Robin and says, "This is this is one of the best sets, best productions I worked on. Everybody is chill, professional. It ain't no egos. It ain't no dickheads on set. It's
Right.
cool. No arrogance. Yeah."
That's real. So just thinking about, you said shorts and doing short movies. Does that lead to an end game that might be, you know, for productions? Not for productions, but
Yeah, so right now, Robin, she goes by Arshanae Williams. She has her first feature film in development. It's called A Precise Understanding of Darkness. It's a psychological film. So
mm,
her niche is psychological type productions.
okay.
So we are in development on that right now and trying to get funding, and hopefully next year it might get pushed because of this epidemic thing, but next year, you know, we'll start filming.
Dang, so okay.
Yeah. And if you Google Arshanae Williams, like, she's won a lot of awards. She co-wrote a horror film. It went to Sundance. We went to Sundance 2 years ago. It was
Hey,
screened at Sundance. So she has some skin in the game.
got you. So you intern, assistant, well, second assistant. I guess you worked on sets, production side. Like, what don't you do?
I, I do it. I'm a hustler, man. I'm a hustler.
Ah, there it is.
Just to get extra streams of income. Entertainment industry is a wicked industry. You can have your ups and then your downs. So I'm always trying to do stuff. So if I'm ever in a drought, I have something else I could fall back on to
Right.
make money. Yeah.
So just thinking about the fact of the situation we're in right now,
Mm-hmm.
and Hollywood is on lock.
Mm-hmm.
A new, not a lot of new product being made at the
Yeah.
moment. What's going to happen? I have no clue. I'm looking at it. We've had this discussion in the house multiple times of what's
Mm-hmm.
going to be on TV in July, August, September. Well, I mean, new season start, and
Yeah.
but even before then, what is going to be on TV?
I haven't thought about that, because in episodic TV, we'll start filming around the end of July
Uh-huh.
for that season to start being put on air in, like, you know, October. I think it'll start. Yeah, I haven't even thought about that.
Yeah. Only thing I could come up with was a bunch of not reality shows, but I'm thinking like Big Brother type shows where it's
Hmm.
and it's that time. I mean, it's got to be close to the time that it's being,
Yeah.
or we're gonna still be waiting. That's all I could think of.
That's a good, you know what? I don't know. With like, yeah, because I'm a big like Blackish, Grownish, This Is Us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, yeah, what's gonna happen for when they come back up for the season?
Yeah, especially I didn't even think that deeply into it, but especially marginal shows or shows that maybe, should we remake the show? Should the show go
Mhm.
for another season? It might be like, if we've been out for 6 months, we might as well just move on.
Yeah. Well, that'll be, pretty much up to the network
Right,
and the
right.
ratings and viewership. But that's a good. I'm gonna ask one of my colleagues that's in TV. Definitely, I'm gonna ask
Okay.
colleagues that's on the TV side.
So what else you got going on at the moment? I know you we didn't even talk about your music interests. Not your music interest, but your music career, I
Yeah.
should say. Can we call it career? I don't know. I don't know if we
I mean, yeah, of
look
course.
backwards.
Yeah, I started. I worked at Island Def Jam in New York. Um, I did I did a year of college after I graduated high school, and I was like, I wanted to just make money, man. So
Uh,
I went back to college. When I was in college, I connected with this dude that was from New York, and we became best friends. We're best friends to this day. So he left Virginia. We went to Virginia State. So he
okay.
left Virginia State as well. Went back home, and he started working at the Source magazine. He was the fashion assistant. So he actually brought me on, and I was his assistant. So
Uh,
really, my first touch of the entertainment industry was working with him at the Source magazine. He was at the Source. So
so it's got a lot of my money, man. Got a lot of my money.
so something, I was real green at the time. We both were. Something happened with him and the fashion editor. He got fired. So obviously he got let go. I had to go.
Right.
But then he went and started working for MCA Records. This is when who was on MCA at the time? Mary J.
I was
Blige
about
was
to say
doing
Mary
her
J.
second album. Her second album, My Life.
My
She was
Life.
doing My Life.
One of my
Yeah.
favorite albums, by the way. Love that.
Yes. So he was working at MCA Records. Then he brought me on to Island Def Jam, and I started temping with them at first.
Okay.
And then everything was good. Then they hired me on permanently.
Wow. So you had the music again. That's another hustle, I guess.
Yes.
Was then and up to now, you back in the music game a little bit, right?
Yeah. So Q Parker, from he's one of the founding members of 112.
Right.
Um, he's an Atlanta native.
Peaches and cream. Yeah.
Yeah. He's an Atlanta native. He has a project called the Bridge Project.
Okay.
So that's like my homie, little brother. And I'm his creative assistant. So
Gotcha.
I've helped him come up with creative ideas to expand his project and his career, and been more well right now just been more focused on the Bridge Project, and he has his first single that came out I think 2 months ago. It's
Okay.
called Made For. It's on all platforms. It's featuring Dietrich Haddon, Avery Wilson, and Eric Dawkins. Definitely Google it, play it. Like it's good, definitely good.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell him he needs to come on your show.
Yes.
Definitely, you have
Please
to
do.
you
Please
have to
do.
interview him because he'll tell you all about the Bridge Project. Definitely.
Excellent. That's excellent. Is there anything I missed? I feel like we know you from the beginning to the end as far as the business side.
Um, Nah, you got it all, man. I take one of my hobbies. I take pictures, so I'm a photographer on the side. Um,
I knew that. I didn't even.
yeah, so I
Yeah.
started off just doing event photography. So I'll go out and go to shows and concerts. I'll use my connections in the music business to have me go shoot, artist shows. And then now it like ventured off to where people want me to do headshots of them, which I do from time to time. I also do
Right.
lifestyle photography. Um, whenever Q goes out on the road, I'm attached to him, shooting him. So, you know, it's, like I said, it's a hobby.
I don't know, hobby and hustle, you know.
Yeah, you know, it generates another stream of income, definitely. So I have to stay busy, man. I have to stay busy.
Indeed, indeed. Well, I know you are busy, even though we are kind of stuck. You know,
Yeah,
things to do, things to be done. So I definitely appreciate you taking the time to join me
no problem, brother.
and kick it. Richmond native to ATL to Hollywood by way of the A.
Yes.
Anthony Davis. Anything you need to plug before we go?
Nah, man. Be safe. Go cop Q's first single, Made For. Like I said, it's on all platforms. Google it, download it, listen to it. That's it, man. I appreciate it, man. Definitely.
No doubt. I appreciate you, bruh. And we're good. Anthony Davis, thank you, sir. Sauce and Company out here.